That's for our people back in Eldos or Eldorado Park, as you call it.
Yeah.
We got Majitas and Svebes. Oh, we know.
We can.
We're really privileged to have those kind of people on a show like this. She's on some Autobots transform. If you've seen Megan, you know what I'm talking about. Hello, I'm Megan. Megan, we all know when we were teens, we were dying to move out.
Yeah.
To move out of your parents' home, to leave the nest. We were all dying to do that.
To be alone,
Until
you actually do it.
You actually do it. The rich friend.
No.
No, it's my rich friend.
No.
That was never me. Your father gave you petrol? Your parents gave you petrol? I wish they had that the other way. I would be scanning tomatoes, putting the PS5 in the trolley. I was sitting on a 32-inch TV, right? People were looting.
Yeah.
I was thinking, damn, my wife would really love a 65-inch TV.
She is. Because she is. She loses her mind.
Dude, she is, what, 6 months old now?
She's been 9 months, yeah.
9 months old now, and he says, no, she is a gamer.
Yeah. She is. I even ordered her the little fake controller thing,
What is
man.
by force? Miguel, just let her get into age and see what she likes. I'll only go to the doctor if I'm dying, because I know these doctors charge.
They hit you with money.
They hit you with money with their funny handwriting.
Yeah.
You think it's 2 rand, meantime it's 2,000 rand. Okay, let's go.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Owens and Marys.
I was wondering where you want to go with the second one. I was like, because I need to segue into it, but if you're not going to go somewhere, I can segue. It's like, the Aldos and Eldorado Park thing.
Okay.
I was like, I need to first figure out where you're going to segue to.
I'm trying to do the different cultures. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the usual, the formal, We got Owens and Marys. That's for our people back in Eldos or Eldorado Park, as you call it.
Yeah.
We got Majitas and Svebes. Oh, we know.
We can.
So, but much, no.
No. It'll catch my face because that's one of the only words I actually understand. So I was like, okay.
Same. It's a shame that it's a greeting, so you come in with a bang. And I think that's all we got, right?
The Afrikaans people.
The Afrikaans, are we gonna, okay.
Meneer en mevrou.
Meneer, mevrou, oaks and bins.
Dame. Say me what your name is. You can do that one.
Yeah.
But I think let us first start off with, how's it, brother?
I'm good. Are you, Mix?
I'm good. I like the fact that we are finally doing it. I like the fact that we've been talking about it for so long. And I think before we even introduce the show and what we're actually doing today, some people have seen me on camera with some of the previous shows. I'd like them to get to know you a little bit before we actually say, this is who we are, this is what we're doing, and jump into it.
Okay, sure. Bro, Brent Samuels grew up in Florida Park, West Rand. Moved to Midrand halfway through my life. So I'm both colors. If there's two kinds of colors, there's the colored. And then there's the
Elders and Eldorado Park.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep it there.
So now and then you'll hear my accent change to, my father's car, to my father's car.
Yeah.
So
you can relate to Megan is basically what you're saying.
I can relate to Megan.
Yeah.
Megan's one of a kind with her walk, Megan's walk. She got the Paralympics thing going on. Megan, do you want to show us your walk? Okay, no, she doesn't want to show it, but she has a stanky leg thing going on. She and we're really privileged to have those kind of people on a show like this. She's on some Autobots transform. If you've seen Megan, you know what I'm talking about, Hello, I'm Megan.
Oh my god! I like the fact that it just kept on going. But once it go, yeah, it's good.
But yeah, we got those. I got that type of colored in me.
Yeah.
Also got the Lani type of colored in me. You know, moving to Midrand from the West Rand was a huge cultural change in colorism, if you want to say that.
I can understand that because the same thing happened when we moved this side.
Yes. But Clue,
Yeah.
it's in Midrand too as well, right?
So I can understand that. I mean,
Yeah.
moving across and you were one type of colored when you were in Florida. You know, you were the. I don't know how to.
We grew up together in Florida. For
Yes.
those who don't know, yeah.
So you'll hear all the childhood stories, right? But you grow up basically living that way and okay, but it was also different because we could do that outside. I know because we've grown up together. I know once you got home to your house with your mom and dad, you didn't speak like how you spoke in the streets. You didn't because you get a hiding. You get that one where they talk in pauses. You know, so why did you? But but then coming here, you basically took everything you did at home, but now it's outside. If that makes sense.
100%. Yeah, no. In your house and on the streets, it's two different stories, which we are obviously gonna be talking a lot about.
Yeah.
On the show, yeah. So today is all about what is it about, Mix?
The
grown-up ghetto.
But I think before we do that, right? For all those who are new, we've been almost promoting the show and letting you guys know that we've got something cooking up, we've got something coming, and that thing is this. It is called Control Alt Adulting. It is for all us 90s kids who grew up just thinking the world was sunshine and daisies. We grew up playing outside, and then we got consoles, and then we got Mixed, and we got the best of all these worlds, you know. We now live in an era where we can look back and think about those things and reflect. And this is what this show is us reflecting, us bringing on guests and basically taking a step back into, memory lane, but also saying how it contributed to who we are and what we do and the people you will see on the show and you guys at home who we're going to interact with. So what do you say? The grown-up ghetto.
The grown-up ghetto, the trials and tribulations of adulting.
So I think what I want to start off with, and I think it is the first topic on here, I want to start off with what was your first, oh crap, oh shit, I'm an adult moment? Like it could be from the time, even though you thought you were an adult when you're like 13, 14, 15 to like actual like, oh, I'm actually an adult now. Like, brother, I want to figure out what that is for you.
Bro, we all know when we were teens, we were dying to move out.
Yeah.
To move out of your parents' home, to leave the nest. We were all dying to do that.
To be alone, you know?
Until
you actually do it.
You actually do it. Now, I got to pay for my own cleaning supplies.
Let me tell you, when Nawal and I first moved in, right? That was one thing that never even like rung a bell in my head.
Yeah, 100%.
We did the budget and she was like, yeah, we need about this much for the cleaning stuff. And I was in my head, I was like,
cleaning stuff.
I was like, so are we just going to buy like sunlight and things?
Yeah.
She was like, no, we need the stuff for the floors, for the tiles. We need the stuff for the windows. We need that. And I was like, I don't recollect all of these things.
Bruh.
Because when I moved out and I was alone,
I just need to pay for my own deodorant.
Yeah.
You know?
Toothpaste.
Some toothpaste, yeah.
You know?
There's more to it, bro.
And also what got me was when I started needing to get things like detergent to like do laundry and things like that. Because in the movies, they just pop the coin in, you know, and it's done. No one tells you need to get.
They don't show you the process.
No. And then also, that thing spins it dry in the movies. Now, if you're in the ghetto, you need to either be doing this, you know, just squeezing the water out, and then you need to hang it up, and then you still need to make time to now take it off, iron it, fold it.
Some people have the dryers, eh? Some people have the dryers. Not me. I don't have the dryers.
I have one, but the thing is, we don't. So we have the one where you can choose to like kind of spin it and then you still hang it up when it's like a little bit damp, or you do the full dry thing. But one thing I've learned especially since 2010 times with ESCOM, is conserve electricity, man. We don't always have the privilege of having it. So if I'm gonna contribute to drying every day, then I'm gonna feel bad when my power gets cut off and I'm gonna be cross.
Shout out to ESCOM with load shedding recently. Blindsided us.
How did you feel when they hit us level 6? Like when it came back out of nowhere?
Bro, I work from home. So that's a huge issue for me.
Ooh.
And I bought one of these little
The UPS thingies.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly that, the UPS thingies. And it lasts like 30 minutes if only the Wi-Fi is plugged in.
What?
I tried plugging in my TV to
Yeah.
game.
What did you
And
get?
it lasted like 2 minutes and it died. But those things don't work, eh? Maybe I spent like, 10K on it. Maybe the
Really?
more expensive
Yes.
ones last
But that's
longer,
still
I
an
don't know.
expensive one, because the ones with the Wi-Fi, I know, like the ones we have, for example, it's like a 3-hour if it's charged, but only the Wi-Fi though. So that was like one.
If you have what plugged in?
just the Wi-Fi.
Just the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So I'm like, 10K and you're getting what? You said 30 minutes.
Yeah. Like
That's-
at most.
That's wow. Someone stole your 10K.
It's messed up. It's messed up. But yeah, so what we're talking about the drying.
Yes,
The
we're talking about the
drying,
dry,
yeah.
yeah.
So my wife, thank God I have a wife. So some of that cleaning stuff, gets all thrown onto her.
Yeah.
I say some and then I say all.
I was about to say, we've been friends.
But yeah, now she got to work around this flipping load shedding, bruh.
Yeah.
She woke up this morning and raced to the washing machine to do the thing because we got a notification. We got load
Yes.
shedding at 10 o'clock. But luckily it didn't go off today for some reason.
Maybe you guys are getting what I told you we get, which is the load limiting thing. Where they're
Load
like,
limiting, what's that?
it's so basically, okay,
Load limiting.
yeah.
Have you heard of it, Mix? Load limiting.
Only from Michyle, like you said. That's for
What is it,
people.
bruh?
So you get to use a certain amount of electricity and on those smart meters. And then once you've gone over it, then they switch you off. So like you can have your TV, your
Oh,
lights, your Wi-Fi, your
okay,
stuff
okay.
on. And if it uses under a certain amount, then they won't switch you off. But because it's a smart meter, once it hits the certain amount, then it automatically switches off.
Oh, I see. A
Um,
demand management technique used by ESCOM to control electricity
Yeah.
consumption. Okay.
So that's also why they're forcing everyone to get those new smart meters.
Okay. I
But
see.
we don't have that. So we just don't get it.
Really?
Yeah, we still have the old one. So literally, like when they do the load limiting thing, it just doesn't affect us.
And they haven't. Well, they're not going to come check up on you.
No.
Okay.
I think before we go into the next one, I also want to add my little 2 cents into that. So I think the biggest oh shit moment for me, like actual adulting, was I was living alone and I got some money, and instead of buying like things for the house, your normal things like food and like the stuff that you actually need to like live, I decided I'm gonna buy sweets and cool drink and the nice things,
Hubbly flavor.
Yeah,
coal.
like things that were always in the house when we were a kid, because there was always
Well,
food.
we
but,
don't have Hubbly, but I understand
but
what
yeah,
you're saying.
like
Yeah.
the niceties, luxuries.
Yeah.
And then it got to like middle of the month, and I was like, ooh, I got some noodles and I got some Viennas.
Your salary goes quick, hey. Your salary goes quick.
Especially when like it's your first one and you actually
Your first one.
and now you have like actual responsibilities, or actually not that, when you don't think you have responsibilities. So now you're like, oh, I've paid my rent, I've paid this, I've paid that, and you're like, I actually make good money, I'm gonna like spend it, and you spend it, and you're like, okay, but now I didn't budget to go to work.
Yeah.
Now I didn't budget to do this or do that, or like spend on my family. Like that got me as well.
Yeah, your first salary is dangerous, bro. It is dangerous because you're coming out of not getting a salary.
Yeah.
So you're earning R0 per
Yes.
month. Now you'll go into your first job. It doesn't have to be a high position or something like that, right? You'll earn like 6,000,
Yes.
your first position. Let's call
Which
it
is still a lot
6,000.
also. Like you're
Coming
back
out
in
of
the day.
R0 to 6,000. That's what gave me the thoughts of moving out.
same. It's like, I'll never forget.
I was like, Mom,
I don't need this.
go buy yourself a house.
Take this $2,000 and pay your rent.
But yeah, that first salary, it is dangerous because it'll make you do things you've never done before because you don't have the money. You know?
So let me add this question into that question. So there's this myth about adulting that the more you make, the more freedom you have. right? And I don't know about you, but you mentioned that first salary of 6,000. I can remember doing a lot more with 5, 6 grand than I can do with 20, 30 upwards. Because it's like
Well, you're paying rent though.
with that 6 grand,
Mm,
but minuscule. It wasn't like fancy.
okay.
It was because myself and another mate were sharing. So it was like 2 point something.
But you're talking about the value of the rand.
I'm talking about, no, I'm just saying like the more I've
Was
earned.
it that much a difference? Let's say when did you start earning your first salary? What year?
20.
Wasn't that long ago?
No,
2014?
yeah, about 20. No.
The rand wasn't
No, 20.
that.
Because I was still playing sports. So I got money from that also. So non-playing sports or like, because I got paid from that or like first working job, like outside of sports.
This guy have 2 salaries.
No, so like,
apparently so.
Eh?
Let's say first 9 to 5.
first 9 to 5, because like as a
Yeah.
sportsman, you get paid to play
What is your first salary mix? From sports?
from sports, yeah.
Okay.
But that was a lot more than the 9 to 5, because you're like fresh out of varsity, so you still need to get like that normal intern salary. But sports, they pay you because you're playing.
Is it? We should be having this conversation with someone else. This guy didn't have a normal life.
What?
He's like, it's way higher than your 9 to 5.
But okay, so let's do the 95. So it's 6K. So
6K, let's call it.
It's 6K, right? So 2.5 to the rent because you're sharing with a mate. So let's say the rent's about 5 grand back then.
Okay,
It's a small 2-bedroom thing, little 1 kitchen vibe.
sure.
So, but my point is, my taste for things got more expensive the more money I made.
Yeah.
Whereas when I was making that 6K, I somehow feel like I could do more things because I didn't have expensive taste. Like I didn't have the thing of, oh, I want to
You didn't have responsibility.
yeah, that,
didn't
but
have
I also
responsibility,
didn't want to go and buy.
You didn't need to spend money on cleaning products.
True, but I also didn't want to go and buy myself like the latest iPhone or the latest pair of shoes. Or
Didn't you? With your
No.
first salary. I had all that in mind.
First 9 to 5, no. I was
Uh.
like, no. I didn't like literally. I
You
went-
remember what you spent your first paycheck on?
Yes. So, okay, we'll do first 9 to 5 paycheck.
Okay.
So first 9 to 5 paycheck, yeah, dude. I bought things I could sit at home and game. Like I bought luxuries. I bought
Gaming, same.
yeah. I
Me,
bought-
PS4, straight up cash.
Let's
like
go on
take
to
it.
this. Let's actually go on to this. So, when was it at what point in life did you realize I can't ask my parents for things anymore? Was it that moment?
It was when I my first day at varsity.
Okay.
I was on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, my father's
Yes.
that type of father, like, you're done with high school, you are done.
You're an
you
adult
know?
now.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll pay for your school fees,
Yeah.
but if you fail a subject,
Iran.
it's on you.
Yeah.
It's on you. Yeah.
So for me, you mentioned the PS4. It was buying my first console. That's when I realized, like, I'm so used to, you ask for birthdays or Christmas, whatever it is.
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
I'd like the console. I'd like the game once you have the console. I want this.
Oh, so that's when you realized.
Yeah, and which was also funny enough, varsity. It was my first
Yeah.
year of varsity. And I was like, the PS4, I was like, I really want the Pro. Like, I really, really want the Pro. Or my mates were all getting it because they were rich. And then I was like, I really want it. And I was like, Mom, can I? She was like, mate, you're 19.
Yeah.
You work, go and buy it. I was like, yo.
When you're that age, you can't say my mates are rich. My mates' parents are rich.
True,
You know.
true.
But then again, when your mates are rich, their parents seem to be so what's the word?
Not there. For me.
Lenient.
Very true. Because
Lenient.
I went
Like, here's my credit card, go get the PS4.
yes,
But don't buy anything else. You
and
know?
then they end up buying something else, and the parents like, I told you, and like, but
And it's like, oh man,
yeah,
I have to work an extra minute now.
exactly. So, like for me, it was that, and then also, like I remember, I got stuck coming from varsity because I didn't budget correctly in my head for petrol.
You said, I know my car.
That was exactly what I said. I was like, I know my car. I drive this thing everywhere. Because also,
Has that ever happened to you, Vex? I know my car. It never happens to females. Eh? Maybe,
No.
no. I don't know. Females look out for
No.
themselves. Guys, I know my car.
No,
No,
Until
I
it,
think I'm a bit different
dads.
in that case because my dad, like, I will not drive my car if there's like less than 150 k's of petrol to go anywhere.
so your dad what?
He'll fill it up.
You
Oh,
fill
oh,
it
oh,
up,
oh, yeah.
or-
Oh,
It's the same for my
damn.
sister.
Yeah.
Are you his rich friend?
No.
No, he's my rich friend.
No.
That was never me. Your father gave you petrol? Your parents gave you petrol?
I got 600 rand for the month, and I got told this gets you to varsity and back.
Yes, 100%.
That's all you need to actually do.
Yeah,
If you want anything else,
it's on you.
it's on you. Like
And when did that stop? Because I
with-
used to get that as well, but it stopped like first year.
It-
After first year.
So I failed. I failed a few subjects, and then I had to redo. Like I got enough to pass and move on, but like certain ones I had to carry over with me.
Did
'Cause
the
they,
bare min-
yeah, they were like the bare minimums.
You did the bare minimum.
Yeah.
That's me as well. You're the bare minimum.
But also,
I would
with,
never overachieve.
but
For who?
but with me also, I don't know if I've told this on camera before, but as rugby players, literally, we would be at varsity once a week because you'd be traveling, playing against everywhere else.
Really?
Yeah, so you'd leave like
Would you play for mix?
so at varsity. It was Wits and then Junior Lions.
So you played for Wits?
Yeah,
First team?
yeah.
Really?
So
So you guys used to travel?
yeah, so you'd play the Monday, then you would leave like the Wednesday, Thursday to go to wherever you're playing because you'd get there, acclimatize, you would do your captain's runs, you would train there, and then you'd play varsity cup the Monday, and then you'd travel back like the
Hey,
Tuesday.
varsity rugby is big, man.
There's a
It
lot of
is
money in
big.
it.
I remember. Yeah, I was at UJ,
There's a lot of money in
and
it.
every time they played a game, it was
Yeah.
a huge thing. You know.
The guys get besides the scholarships, they give you allowances. So like your medical.
So you got paid.
Yeah, like your medical aid and stuff is taken care of and things like that. They will put you up in apartments or student residences, stuff like that. So a lot of your things are getting taken care of. So that's what I'm saying. Like I did the bare minimum because also we were allowed to do the bare minimum. Because you're literally, if you were playing, the lecturers would be like, "Oh, that's one of the rugby guys. Yeah, they need to just pass them to play." So like it works.
There's
like
no
that.
like prerequisite. Like if you want to continue playing, you need to get
On certain things, yes.
an average of 60%.
You need to get
or
you
something.
need a good average, but also they understand during season, like it's a bit hectic. So if you are flopping, there's a
If
bit
you're
of
failing, that's fine.
No, not if you're failing. There's leniency. Like if you're not doing what you normally should be doing, we'll give you a bit of leniency, but
I see.
you're not going to fail outright. They're not going to pass you if you failed. Put it that way.
What if you like the best player they've ever seen, they've ever come across, but you're failing? You think they'd keep
I'm sure
you?
they'd pass you. Because you must remember, it's not just so you don't just play Varsity Cup. Varsity Cup, your Wits, your UJ, it's feeders for the Lions. So the Lions are affiliates to them, and a lot of the guys who end up playing there are also going to play for the Lions, which is prestige for Wits.
Yeah.
So if you have some guy that's playing on Friday or Saturday in the Curry Cup and he's attending Wits, you're also not gonna be being like, "Hey man, we're gonna just let you out because you're not good." Or you're great at sports, but you're not good at academics. Because most of the time, like I know a guy that got banned for life because he had the highest THC level ever recorded in a sportsman in South Africa. Like, but they
Highest in the room. Talk about highest in the
dude, like highest ever. Like they banned him for life from playing sports.
Yeah.
But he was still at the varsity because he was good. So he still played varsity cup, but he didn't play professional anymore. So that's what I'm
So
saying. Like
It's
I
what
think
talent keeps doors open.
talent keeps doors
Yeah.
open, but I also think that talent will keep you in a lot of places a lot longer than you should be. Then moving on, I want you to ask you about this, brother.
Yeah.
So, right, you spoke about 6,000 rand. You spoke about how you thought, you had money, you had go up, you could give your mom.
Thought I was balling
You know-
out of control. Now that can't even afford rent.
Dude,
Eh?
so let me ask you this, right? That thought obviously comes with freedom. And we kind of were segueing into this earlier where don't you think adulting is a myth of freedom as opposed to there's a lot of things that you don't realize once you become an adult. You think you have all this freedom in the world, right? Because let me preface it by saying this. I thought when I first moved on my own and became an adult, I was like, I can game the whole day. I can just chill. I can do whatever I want. I have the freedom to do what I want when I want. And then I started realizing, okay, I have to work. Okay, I have to start doing A, B, and C to make sure that I can actually afford the things I want.
100%, brother. That's what I'm saying. That first salary is dangerous because it feels like you're coming into a lot of money, whereas it's actually not a lot of money. It's just because you're coming from 0 rand into 6,000 rand. Now it seems like a lot. So now you're spending until you start getting that salary again. And now you're thinking, okay, now I can move out. Okay, then you go find an apartment, like you said, with a mate.
Yes.
Start paying like 2,000 each. I don't know how much, like maybe 2 bedrooms are these days. How much are they there in Elders? I think Elders is cheap, eh? Like what, 850 rand? each.
I don't know, like 3, 4.
But anyways, so you have that thoughts in mind. Okay, now you need to continue paying rent. Otherwise, they're gonna come kick you out of the apartment. I don't know if that's allowed though, eh? I don't think landlords can kick tenants out of the apartment. I don't think it's legal.
They can, because you signed a contract. You breached your contract. So
I'm sure there's some law that says landlords cannot kick you out.
Isn't there a law that kind of like protects you, like they can't kick you out?
So in my mind, I'm thinking about pre-mitigated circumstances. I'm thinking about, you're my landlord. I've just been bolting you and not paying you for 6 months. In essence, I've signed a contract. You should have every right to come and tell me.
You should have, but this is South Africa.
What's to stop me from just never paying you?
Yeah, 100%. Fact check that, Migs. I don't know. Maybe you can fact check that, because I'm sure there's a law that says landlords cannot kick your tenants out whatsoever.
But literally, what stops me from ever paying you? Like, I'll pay you that deposit and just be like, yeah, bet.
Just being humane, I think. So it's based off trust. But like I'm saying, yeah. So now you have to pay that 850 rand per month for rent.
Yeah.
Okay? So now you have to wake up every day and go to work.
Yeah.
Or do something, whatever makes you money. You have to do that every single day. And now that's eating up your time, So now you don't have that freedom that you thought you had.
I'm just thinking that you mentioned trust. Trust won't work. That system can't work. Because even if I have the freedom, right, I'm going to think to myself, let me put it in perspective of those self-checkout things. Like in the rest of the world, that system works. People literally scan their things and they pay.
Oh, yeah.
That would never work here. So let alone
never,
now I'm inside my house and now I must pay. No.
Not South Africa. Not South Africa.
I'm like, no, man.
I wish they had that here the way. I would be scanning tomatoes, putting the PS5 in the trolley. Not South Africa, fam.
That would actually be like, remember those COVID riots? Was it the COVID riots?
Yeah. No. What was it?
But why were they like random looting?
The looting, man. It was like 2019, 2020. Like,
why were they looting?
Wasn't it?
I can't remember why they were looting.
But remember that thing, like when they, like the country.
It was bad. It was bad. I was even thinking of doing that.
I won't lie, I was looking at those trailers.
Bro.
I was like, if I take one of these, the amount of things I could go to like a macro or something and fit in that trailer.
Bro, I was sitting on a 32-inch TV, right? People were looting.
Yeah.
I was thinking, damn, my wife would really love a 65-inch TV.
And the one that got me, and the one that got me was, I've seen so many people get away with that nonsense. Like
a lot of people got away. It's unfortunate to those who got caught, because shame, everyone was doing it and only 2 got caught.
Exactly,
whoever they could catch.
Because I remember, like, even when they did this happens regularly in Cape Town. I don't know if it happens in Joburg because like we're not in the areas to see it, but where the trucks will break down, whether it be the SAB truck, the cool drink truck, or whatever.
And they get raided.
And they literally get raided on the spot there. Like the people run, take the stuff off, and the truck just gets emptied.
Oh, it definitely.
Does it happen here as well?
Yeah.
Because like in Cape Town, like when we go visit our family that side, like we go to the areas where I can see that happening. But yeah, it doesn't have, like I'm not privy to seeing it.
I've heard a few stories of it happening here. Well, not here, but on your way out of here, like on your way
Yeah.
to Limpopo or
Yes,
whatever.
yes,
Yeah,
that's what I mean,
you,
like-
you have it happening. Yeah, my
Does it
father owns
happen
a
in Aldos?
culvert company, and they even steal the culverts, bruh.
For
Culverts are
I
pipes,
know, but
concrete,
are they gonna
concrete
break it down?
pipes.
Are they gonna break it down for the concrete content?
No, who knows what they're sealing it for, but they even steal that.
That's
you
actually
know.
crazy. Because like I was telling you, we were out power, right? Because the guys came for the substation. I want to know, for 4 to 5 hours, there was a team of gents here, and that no one heard and knew exactly what parts to take out of a substation, which means those gents were engineers. Because a normal person would have died.
Inside jobs.
Has to be.
Has to be.
Because I'm thinking, like you mentioned, I was stealing the culverts. I'm like, that they stealing parts from the thing that gives an entire suburb electricity. So yeah, okay, that's still anything.
Okay, I think we're boring some people. Let's move on to the next oh shit moment.
I wanted to ask you this actually.
Okay.
Colored parenting, right? Contradictions. So, like the logic, because I think that is something that everyone can relate to. And I'm not just talking about like us as colored people. I'm talking about people of color. Like because
Yeah.
we've been privileged enough to like the majority of our friends are people of color. So no matter what color, we've like been everywhere and seen those cultural differences. So for me, I'll take it to back to living in Florida. Like I remember getting so excited to go to other people's houses because I could have like drink or pop and things like that.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't have that in my house.
Yeah. 100%.
Like I don't know. Like I remember even going to your place and then eating asparagus and being like, "Hey, none of my other colored friends eat asparagus."
What? You were excited about asparagus, bro?
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
Your mom made asparagus, and I was like, "None of my other colored friends. There's fish and chips there by the house."
No, we had it hard. My family had it hard, bro. So most of the time we'd eat rice and some sort of, curry,
I remember.
beans or whatever. Yeah. No, it was bad. Only vegetables. We weren't allowed to watch TV in the week.
But yeah, I was gonna say because weekends, I remember you coming over and like sitting in that lounge you guys had, and the entire family sits there and
Yeah.
watches something.
Yeah. No, we weren't allowed to watch TV. So yeah, like you said, I was also excited to go out to my friend's house
Yeah.
and watch some TV, watch some SABC One, or whatever the
Talking of
case.
that, do you remember our
DBZ.
friend? Take 5. Remember that dude?
What is it?
Dub.
Dub. Oh yeah. It's like oh yeah, I remember Dub. I always hated Dub.
Why?
I don't know. It was weird, man.
Why?
It's just what the hell is that song?
He did so much for the community. I remember those ads.
Okay,
You're out
sorry,
here
Dub.
like,
Thank
I
you,
hate you, Dub. So let me ask you, right? Contradictions in terms of, right? You grew up very different. I grew up very differently.
Yeah.
So, like, when you went to your mate's house, like, what did you see that contradicted to how you grew up?
The TV right there, bro.
Mm.
The TV. I would come to your house. We would
We play games.
play games all day.
Yeah,
Remember, bro?
I remember.
It was not allowed in my house.
I remember us playing board games at your house and watching TV during the week, like physically taking out like the Monopoly and things.
Yes. No, my family loved board games.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah. So that's one thing I didn't miss out. So you didn't have board games at your house?
No, we had like a couple, but it was just me and my sister. So like, and she was much smaller than us. So
Oh,
it was
so
like,
you couldn't.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah. No, we had a big family. Yeah. That's about it.
And then like, let me ask you then, going to like your other mates. So obviously besides us. So besides the TV, like, what did you pick up? Because like, for example, like I got the most arbitrary threats. Like I got told if you want to leave, leave. Like as a colored person, a colored also. Like I remember one day I did the thing and I saw in cartoons. Like I took the broomstick and I took like a dishcloth and I started packing things in the dishcloth and I was like, I'm gonna leave. You won't stop me. And I walked out of my house and my mom was like, leave, bro. It's okay. Like, and then I got to the gate and I was like, I'm leaving. And she was like, go. And then I finally was like, oh, I'm not leaving because I don't know where I'm gonna sleep. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So like,
No, so like, I grew up very in a very strict household, bro.
yeah.
We wouldn't even back chat. They'd ask why you doing something, why are you doing this, and then if you talk, you back chatting.
Yeah, I remember. that.
So we would just keep quiet the whole time. It was very, very, very strict. I'm not exaggerating how
Yeah.
strict it was in my household. It was very, very strict.
One of
When we
those-
did something wrong, we'd know we're gonna get a hiding when we
Yes.
come home. So we'd prepare. We'd put on jeans. Um, a jean jacket, just layer up because we know we're gonna get it when we and it's the thing that we did wrong is not even that bad. It's something that's not deliberate, like breaking a window or something like that.
Playing outside of the ball.
Yes, and then we know we're gonna get it, bro. We are going to get it. So yeah. So,
but do you think it brought discipline though? Like, or do you think it was just unnecessary?
100%, bro. 100%. If there's one thing that stood in our household was respect.
Yes.
And I think that carried on to our adult life. We don't walk around back chatting people.
Yes.
We respect our elders. If you're young, we might have a few words just because we want to, relive that missing piece.
I'm continuing the cycle.
Yeah.
So like then you basically, could you say it was one of those, as long as you're under my house, my rules vibe?
100%. As soon as I left, the stuff I did in my own house, bro. Unspeakable. Unspeakable.
Don't worry. We're married now. We don't speak about such things.
One thing I can say is, Hubley. Yo, I love Hubley, bro. When I left my parents' house, bro, I smoked that shit everywhere, bro. Taking a dump. Taking a dump, you bring the Hubley there.
Unsanitary.
Bro, before you sleep, before you pray, you there.
Okay, those I can remember doing because like I remember even like I used to wait till my dad left the house and I'd go outside and I'd make the Hubley quickly, and I knew like if he's gonna be gone for 2 hours, I have that 2 hours, I must smoke, I must clean it up before he comes, spray the room, whatever, so he doesn't see it, or I must do it outside with friends. But the moment I was alone, I was out there on the balcony at 2 a.m, just in my boxes, just chilling there, like, oh yeah.
Yeah, you almost overdo it, eh?
Exactly.
You overdo it. What you missed, you overdo.
So now I want to move on to one more thing, is we've reached that age now, where those 90s kids, we're 30. And
we're 30 years old.
And I want to ask you, like, a lot of questions I go, like, did you think you'd have your life together by this time?
100%. I'm sure we can all say, like, when you're in high school, you like at least by 21,
I thought I'd be married with kids by 23, 24.
Yes,
I would lie to you.
Also, when we were in high school, we used to look at 30-year-olds and they looked like they had their life together.
They did, eh?
Yeah, it looked like they had. I'm not sure if they did, but that's what.
I don't think so, because you know what scares me is you're one of my closest friends in this world. I count you as family and a brother. If I look at our teachers with you teaching, I get so scared for what like our teachers were doing on weekends. Not because you do anything bad, but because I know you. Like you
no, we built differently, Mix. Like, we grew up off 1818 and Russian Bear and stuff. We built different than the teachers back then. But yeah, for those who don't know, I teach English online, so I'm kind of a teacher. Well, English and science, so I'm kind of a teacher, And I don't see me in a classroom. So I don't know how the actual teachers that go to classrooms are these days.
Because I know a couple of like actual classroom teachers, like they are in the faculty. They,
how are they?
My sister's even one, and
your
I'm like,
sister,
exactly. And I'm like, I can't fathom the next generation of poor kids coming up, because I know what, like these people. There's nothing wrong with them, but they're funny, like people who like to have a good time and like who are sarcastic but can also like break you down in like 2 sentences.
Yeah.
So I'm like, these poor kids, are these people just switching off when they get to school? Like, is that what those teachers did?
I don't know. I think it's more of an advantage for the kids these days, because we're being real.
True.
I think we're being real, The teachers back then,
you couldn't have a conversation.
You couldn't have a conversation. Now you can walk into I'm sure you can walk into a classroom. If your sister's a teacher type thing, you can walk into a classroom and have a conversation, And a lot of them come into class under the influence, And alcohol, what do they say about alcohol and speaking the truth?
They say that alcohol brings out the truth in everyone because it takes away like that function to think before you speak.
Okay, that's not the saying. What's the saying, Mick?
Sorry.
Always speak always listen to a sober man's words or something. I mean, like
a drunk man speaks a sober mind.
There we go. Yeah. So they're speaking the truth. No, your long explanation was right as well. But yeah, they're speaking the truth that they come into the classroom, and it's hectic, man. Teaching is. I feel sorry for the teachers. Teaching is hectic.
So you never go into a classroom, basically.
Hey, offer me the right amount, bro. I'll do anything for the right amount.
So that then brings me to the next point is, I think being this age, maybe they look like they had or they knew what they like they had their lives together, right?
Yeah.
The people you just looking at in their 30s. Just so like look, I'll take it back to we had no money, we were kids. Like looking at these people who have a car, have a house, like they look like they're good.
Yeah.
They look like they have the shit together. Me being a young dad and a young husband and
Hey, shout out to all the parents.
like
Mixes
navigating life,
father now.
like I don't have my things together. I just pretend I do.
Yeah.
So like in my mind, when I think back to those times, looking at those people, I'm like, did they actually have their shit together? Because there's a lot of time
Probably
I pretend.
not. The value of the rand was down back then. Remember, rent was 5 rand or something like that.
Yeah, true. Because think
I
about
don't know.
it, dude.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Like,
I don't.
how many times have you, for example, come home and maybe been like, I really don't feel like cooking today. Like, I'm just gonna go buy something to eat.
All the time, I've never cooked a meal for myself.
But
in
that
my
like,
life.
but think about it. Like, people take like having your things together. Like, oh, I buy groceries and I cook meals and I like most adults don't have their life together. Like, there's literally times now where like I'll be like, I really want to play games, but I also want to watch my child sleep or like sit there and like do something or play with her. And I'm like,
Watch your child sleep. I will never be a parent. Thank you very much.
she's a baby.
But yeah, no, none of us have our shit together. None of us have our shit together.
Because like I'm even thinking just about in general, like if something goes wrong right now, I'll stress. I'll be like, okay, I need to make a plan and I'll figure it out. Like I'm not in a, I don't know anyone who's in a position if like a catastrophic thing went down in their 30s would be like, I'm good. I have everything solid. I'll work it
That's
out.
what insurance is for, eh? That's what insurance is for.
I know.
Do you have like health insurance?
Yeah,
and
all
stuff?
those things. Yeah,
Really?
like once you become a parent, you kind of have to.
Is it? Eh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's
yeah,
in
no.
my mind. Like
Okay,
you kind of
but
have to.
why is it sounding like Brent does have his life together now? Because he's so nonchalant about that. Like, if something catastrophic were to happen, he'll be fine.
The thing is, my wife has her shit together.
Yeah.
And when you're in a marriage, you won.
True.
A marriage is you and your partner and God.
Yeah.
Uniting basically.
And
So if she has her shit together, I have my shit together. And she has her shit together.
so can I ask you, like, when you got married, did that also elevate, like, keeping your shit together? Like, your life started like seeming to be more on track.
There was a lot of pressure on getting married. When you're dating someone for so long, your parents look at you like, what's going on? Or you're just gonna date for the rest of your lives or what? So there was a lot of pressure on me to get married, whether I wanted to or not.
Yeah.
I was hesitant because marriage is a big thing,
It's life.
Once you marry this person, you are marrying
Yes.
this person, So I was hesitant. I actually only did it because of the pressure of my family and her family.
Really?
Yes, we were dating since we were at the high school sweethearts. Yes, since grade 10, we were dating. So that's what over 15 years we've been dating. Yeah. So our parents were looking at us like, what's going on, So we were kind of forced into it. But once I married, I won't lie, my life got easier. I got less depressed.
Okay.
All of us have depression now and
Yes.
then. When you're sitting and you're looking at your wall and stuff, you're like, Flo, I need to have this done by then. And but once I got married, all that pressure just weighed off because now nothing else matters. The only thing that really matters is you and your partner.
True, because it's your family now.
Now it's your family.
It's like I remember my grandfather, he probably read this somewhere, but something my granddad told me was nothing comes before nothing comes before your family, and never sit at a table where your family is not welcome, not even mine. So what I remember what he meant by that was like your wife and your kids, that's yours. That's the family you made, you chose, and nothing comes before that. So like, even if you're going to a family thing, if your family isn't welcome there, you shouldn't be there.
You shouldn't be there.
That type of
Shouldn't
thing,
be there.
because it's just you guys, you know.
100%. Yeah.
So that stuck with me for a long, long time.
Yeah. But as far as that goes, no, my life actually got easier once I got married. No
Yeah.
lie. People get married. Get married.
For
How's
the
it for you?
I love it.
You love it.
I love it because you must remember, for us also, you don't live together unless you're married, right?
Yeah.
Like, Muslim people don't, like, very rarely will live together before they get married. So it's kind of a thing where you have to pick right, because for me, like, I think the benefit that you and your wife had is you guys stayed together and learned about each other,
Yes.
and then you were able
We
to
were,
like,
yes, we stayed in the same house for 4 years before we
you
got
see,
married. Yeah.
whereas you don't get that opportunity being Muslim.
Muslim, eh?
You have to, you kind of have to get to know the person outside of like living together, and then make your
Ew.
judgment on whether you think
Yeah.
this is gonna be.
You don't know whether they throw their socks on the floor and
No, but for me, it was because I married my best friend, right? So it was easy to go. I can actually compromise on one or two things, and likewise for her, she can compromise on one thing, because I'm the type of person that I lived alone. So I'm gonna throw my stuff on the floor. I'm gonna leave dishes in the sink. I'll get to it. But right now, I came back from a long day of work, and I want to sit and I want to watch anime or I want to play games.
so you started in the friend zone. Eh?
No,
You dated your best friend. You
No.
must have started in the friend zone.
no,
How did you and your wife meet? You slid into a DMs?
yes,
You slid into a DMs, fam.
yes. so, so I had this fitness. I don't know if you remember when I was in Cape Town, I had this YouTube fitness vlog thing. So
I do remember, yeah.
so
I can't believe that works, sliding into DMs. How
But-
many guys you got in your DMs right now, Mix?
I don't know.
You should respond.
I'm not
Clearly,
gonna
you
do
should
that.
respond.
you might get a
No.
husband.
No.
But long story short, I
Yeah,
was
that
part
fitness
of
thing.
this fitness thing, and funny enough, the dude I was doing it with was like, "Hey, I'm dating this girl," and I was like, "She's perfect for the fitness things because she's a fitness person. Like, let's get her on." And he was like, "I'll handle it." And then like weeks went by, and I was like, "Dude, we're missing like a golden opportunity to boost the success of this channel. Like, let's get her on."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "You know what? Screw it. I'm a messenger. Whether it's your girlfriend or I'm a messenger, because now you're just flopping the thing." And I messaged her, and she was like, "I don't know that dude." And then I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, then I also have my own branch off from the thing. Like, can you come and shoot with me then?" So it was purely business at that point.
What made you think it was that guy's girlfriend?
He told me we were like business partner vibes.
Is it?
Yeah.
So he was just trying to.
He was just, trying to.
What?
So I was like, okay. And then finally she's like, "Yeah, I'll join your one." And then it was just strictly business. And then I went to pick her up from work, because at that time she still is, but she was working for Mac, the makeup place.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
So I went to pick her up, and then I looked at her and I was like, okay, it's no more just work.
yes.
I was like, now it's something more. But also my wife's very trusting. She trusted a stranger, or maybe she just knew I was a good person, but she trusted a stranger to come and pick up from work and take her home.
Hey, maybe she had the same thoughts about you. It's no longer just friendship, you know.
But she never-
as soon as she saw you, who knows?
Baby,
You know,
baby.
Michale's quite the hottie.
No. We don't. But
Right.
yeah, that's how we met, man. And then it just from there, because
So yeah, marriage makes life easy. Would you agree?
It does, but also it needs to be the right person.
It needs to be the right person, of course. Yeah.
Because for me, like, even if it's not your best friend, if you aren't willing to compromise and you aren't willing to actually put in the effort and the time, because there's a lot of things I do that I can imagine make it difficult to live with. Where like I said, I'm the type of person that when I want to relax, I want to do nothing.
Yeah.
Like I really want to do nothing,
Yeah.
and
She's
so,
okay with that.
like, yeah, she learned to be okay with it. Like when we first got, because my wife has this thing where everything must be clean. Like she likes to have a place clean, and it stresses her out if it's not clean. So like now eventually she'll be like, okay, yeah, by 12 o'clock, get it done. Like you can do it on your own time, just get it done by 12. Or she'll be like, okay, you chill today, I'll do the stuff. So like that for me is what I'm talking about, the compromises.
Compromising, yeah.
But
has to be the right
but
person.
we're rattling off. I want to get into the actual funny stuff.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Migs, so you have something called a producer's curveball, right?
Yeah.
I want you to please throw that at us because I want to know what the people at home are saying. Because we put out a poll, we put out some questions before filming this, and I'd like to know what the people actually had to say to that. Because from the stuff I saw, I was like, I'm not alone in half the like demented things I think.
No,
So like,
definitely not.
Yeah,
Everyone thinks the
definitely
same.
not.
Everyone's having troubles, like we say,
Yeah.
bruh. Adulting, eh?
so
Yeah,
take
I
us
know.
through that, Neil.
Okay, so the whole idea behind the producer's cover is it's basically a question you guys haven't seen because
Yes,
you
'cause
see
it's-
the
it's-
outline.
yeah, it's
Hey,
not-
just throw the shit.
It's,
Throw
it's-
it.
It's not here.
Yeah, okay.
Hit us with the.
Better be good.
Okay, so I'm just gonna assume both of you all have watched New Girl, right?
New girl.
The series.
Yes,
Hey,
yes.
So please watch it. But that
With
point
Schmidt
being
and-
aside,
yeah.
yes. So for you that doesn't know, there's this character in New Girl called Nick, and Nick is basically a grumpy old man.
Yeah.
So the question is, what do you do that brings out the Nick Muller in you that is provoked by like 2000s or Gen Zs?
What do what
What
like-
do they do
Oh,
that
what do
brings
they
out
do?
the Nick Muller in you?
oh, that
Okay.
makes me grumpy.
Oh, I have a lot.
Grumpy old man.
I have a lot.
I think. Oh, Gen Z. I'm not sure about Gen Z. I'm not around a lot of Gen Zs, but toddlers and their noisy bikes.
This man
You guys
said-
know what I'm talking about?
This man said, "I'm leaving this Chris and I'm going for the kids."
The screws are fine. They're not much different from us, bro.
I find a big difference.
No, they
What?
are. They
But
are.
continue. I'll get to it. But
Go
No,
on.
those you know those
Yeah,
bikes.
yeah,
I
the
stay in a
Checker 60,
complex.
60 ones, yeah.
Yes, I stay in a and the Checker 60 bikes are blowing
But
up.
do you remember as kids how fun that was though?
Yeah, 100%.
Like it made you feel like you're on a motorbike.
But
you're
now I
on the-
also understand why the old people were
If you're
shouting
across.
at me.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that shit is annoying. I stay in a complex. It's not a tar.
Yes.
It's bricks
Oh,
for the road.
ooh.
So,
yeah. I can imagine after school holidays.
bro, I'm just trying to slide my pipe in peace. Hey, and I want to go, shout at them,
Yeah.
but you don't know if their parents are
Around the corner.
around the
also.
corner there.
And
You
now you don't
know,
get into confrontation with someone else's,
bro, having confrontation with your neighbor is the worst thing ever.
because then you just fail kicking each other as you're walking by every morning.
Bruh, it's you can't give eye contact. It's
Especially
awkward
'cause
getting out your
You
car.
work from home, so now every time they come home, they're just gonna look at you in your house.
Yeah, and I'm always outside, bro. So yeah. What do you say in the Gen Z? Sorry, bro.
So for me, okay, it's just a thing of respect. They have this level of confidence that I can't fathom. And I think it's because we were beat. I think we got enough hidings in our lives
They didn't get beat, eh?
Yeah.
They don't get beat, 100%.
to understand like we have respect. There's confidence in what we do, and like, but then it stops. Like with them, for me, it borders on arrogance. Like, so, like for those at Twizzy, whatever, those kids that were ran through malls.
Oh yes, I heard that about Mall of Africa as well. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
where
Oh,
do you get
yeah,
the
I heard about
arrogance
that.
to run and just break things at like the age of like 17, 16 and beat people up in the mall?
Yeah.
And
No,
then
they
try-
weren't beat as kids. They didn't get a chance to layer up
You
and
know-
stuff like that. They didn't even get any of that.
Exactly. And then also think about it, right? How many of the screws, okay, I take it as a compliment to a certain point, but how many of the screws, when you're walking with your wife, like there isn't that level of respect. Like if they catch you with your wife, like they'll make it evidently clear that me, if I want, I'll take your girl.
They disrespecting
They
you straight up.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Whereas back in the day, I remember like 15, 16, if we saw like a couple in their 20s or 30s, I'd give a glance if there's like a good looking couple, but I'd look down and be like, hey, I'm not going to about to fight with this uncle.
Yeah. Remember Parktown Boys?
Yes.
Yeah. So Michyle and I, we were in the same high school for about 3 years.
Yeah.
High school, grade 8, 9, and 10. and the respect we had to show to our
yes.
elders every time they walk past, even if they're walking past you to get a pencil and coming
Yes.
back, you have to say, sir.
And take off your
Yeah,
hat.
sir. Every time they walk, even if they're going back and
Yeah.
forth doing something.
And it was
you
a
have to say
game sometimes.
Yes, yeah. I don't see that in Gen Z at all. I do not see that in Gen Z at all. I've never had an experience where they disrespected me and my wife when we were walking.
So let me open into context, right? So we were at last year during fast. No, not last year before. Nawal and I were with another couple friends of ours, and we broke our fast at Rosebank. And I haven't been to Rosebank in probably like 5-6 years before that. So last I went, I was a teenager. I was their age, and I had this random TikToker come up to me with a DJI mic, you know those wireless ones, and he came up and he's like, "Hey yo, can you gents just move because we want to interview the ladies?" And I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Okay, let me first find out what this is about, because maybe you do have a following and cool. And if it's gonna be a respectful thing, then cool."
How did he ask you? Politely.
No, he was like, "Hey, yo, can you move when we interview the ladies?" And I was like, "Firstly, my guy, no."
Yeah.
Then I was like, "What is this about?" Then he's like, "No, we want to ask them what's the best dick they've ever had."
What?
Then I was like, "Firstly, now you about to go to hospital because this is my wife and you don't disrespect women." But the level of arrogance they came to us with, because the pants were around basically the knees, they had the
But the
do-rag.
pants still hanging these days.
Yeah, man.
Aren't they higher than usual, with all the gays? Hey? Aren't they higher than usual, though, these days? Our days, that was cool. No, our days, that was cool.
But they still
But
do it.
these days,
They still-
because we used to look up to Lil Wayne and them.
Yeah.
Now they're
T.I.
looking up
and
to
Chingy
Lil
and all
Nas
that.
X and whatnot,
But no, they were hanging.
Pants are hanging.
They were hanging. They had
Bro, I
the
would have
vest.
broke his jaw, bro. Before he finished his sentence, I would have broke his jaw.
But
dude.
it's a holy month. It's a peaceful month. Like, and also on top of that, with me doing the boxing, I'm not allowed, or I wasn't at that time allowed to fight outside
Yeah.
because they take your license away.
Is it there?
So like, and also Nawal has this thing where I can't fight in public. Like she'll leave me if I must fight in public.
She
What do
has
you
a
mean?
point. She definitely
What,
has
she'll
a
walk
point with
away?
that one.
Yeah,
Type of thing.
Yeah. She's like, you don't fight in public.
Is it?
Mm.
What if they're disrespecting her, bro?
I
Then
can defend, but I can't fight.
Is it?
Like I can break it up and be like, okay, now we're gonna have an issue type of thing.
You should be able to break up fights with just your words, though.
Yeah,
your words should have enough impact to put someone in their place. You shouldn't have to get to that level. But if you have to get to that level, you have to get to that level.
Man. But also, I think a lot of them have never, like you said, been beat. So I think even when you get to that level, they're like, oh, it's fine, because they've never actually gotten it.
Yeah.
But also, if I think about, for example, your brother's one of the most respectful of that generation I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my Gen Z brother, yeah.
Like, I don't like mentioning names of family on podcasts and stuff like that.
But like I told you, bro, we grew up in a very disciplined home, very strict home. Yeah.
So
it's the beatings. It's the beatings.
Exactly.
Although he didn't get beat as much as us, but he got beat.
Yeah, because even my sister got every now and then.
Yeah.
So like even she understands there's a level to like, I'm going too far. Like my mom would be like, who do you think you're talking to? She'll be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like that's my mom says to say that because she remembers the 1-2s,
Yeah.
Whereas I think about those interactions like being in public and I'm like, yo, these kids have no.
It's all about the way you were brought up. So toddlers didn't give you any hassles, guys?
So
toddlers are the worst.
I shouldn't justify.
Oh, you almost have a toddler.
Get me. She's like a year off being a toddler now. So that's why I'm like, I don't think, because let me put into perspective. So even like now during the fast, right? I'm only getting 2 hours of sleep because we'll get back, like we spoke about earlier before we set up and stuff, we'll get back like just 11-ish, the evening prayer. Then that time now, and I normally eat like a little snack or whatever. Then Baba wakes up and now she wants to be awake and play. Then she goes to sleep at like 12. Then I wake up at 2:30 to wake up and eat it, or we wake up at 2:30 to then wake up and eat for the day again. So it's that whole thing. And then she wakes up at 4 or 5 again. So like, I don't think I can be.
But that age, it's still cute, man.
It's cute.
Still cute.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think.
Wait till she reaches 4 or 5. You know my cousin Kayla.
Yeah.
Yes, she has toddlers, and they are the.
Those are good kids, man. They're nice kids. I remember meeting them.
They are beautiful, but they scream, bruh. For every little thing, they will scream at the top of their lungs.
I remember when they
Like their heads are gonna pop. They will scream.
I remember when the small one stood up for the big one at the little function we were at, where they had the market thing, where they were playing with other kids, and then something happened to the big one and the small one. I was like, "Yep, it's time."
Yeah.
And he went, he's like, "I'm gonna beat all of these kids up."
So it's good to have them in two.
Yeah.
It's good to have them in two. When are you getting your next one?
I don't know, man. I really don't know. Like, there's a part where I'm like, she must have a friend. But then I'm also like, I'm happy with one.
You're happy with one?
Yeah.
She's gonna be lonely though.
That's the part that makes me sad.
Yeah.
Like,
I think if I have children, I'm gonna have to
just knock it out.
Knock them out. Knock all of them out. Just minimum 4, I think, eh? 4.
No.
Imagine you growing up as a child.
Lot.
Wouldn't you have liked to have had 4 siblings?
Yes.
You know,
but they're expensive.
Is it there? Oh yeah, that's actually my main reason why I'm not having. They're expensive, yeah.
And they're expensive not because of the cost of things, but because of the lifestyle you want to give them.
100%, 100%. Yeah, I would love to spoil my child.
You know?
So rather not have a child. So choose between your child and a PS5, and obviously go for the PS5.
Or you get the PS5 before, and then you have the kid.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
But then
have the kid and buy them a PS5.
So buy them a PS5.
That's actually what I'm gonna do. Okay. So once she gets to like the age of playing console, because I ordered her a
You don't know if she's gonna like gaming.
She is. Because she is. She loses her mind when
Dude, she is what, 6 months old now?
She's been 9 months, yeah.
9 months old now, and he says no, she is a gamer.
Yeah. She is. I even ordered her the little fake controller thing.
What is my force? Michyle, just let her get into age and see what she likes. You're forcing this on her. You are forcing this.
I promise she will. Like when I'm playing FIFA, she loses her mind. Like the other day she was pressing the buttons on the controller. And I was like, you're making me lose in champs. Please, you need to go sit down there in your seat because this is serious.
Nah, I think she's stimulated by the buttons. Right, Migs? I think she's just stimulated by the buttons. And what does she do with like, do you have like a Barbie or?
No, she doesn't have those, but she has toys, like stimulation toys.
Mm. So, and what does she lean more towards?
She leans more towards like the stimulation stuff. So
whatever it is.
So like the putting the things in like the spaces and stuff like that. But also she's at the age where everything goes to her mouth. So like literally she doesn't care what it is. Like if any of these things would just go to her mouth right now. She'd be like, yeah.
No, I understand your frustration. I would also want my daughter to only play games. To be a gamer. So you can get her a PS5. Basically.
Not it, bro.
You have a PS5 already.
So by the time she gets to like that age, I'm buying us a console. Because
you first see what she likes, Wix. You don't know yet. I'm telling you don't know yet.
I've made my mind up. She's gonna learn how to fight and she's gonna get a console. She'll decide on racing cars and bikes and things later on in life. But basically, like I've always said, since she's now come to this world, my aim is I want no little screw to be able to impress her. Like I don't want some little screw to pull up and be like, and then she must.
That's the thing with having a daughter, ish. Because as men, you know how we think, dude. Yeah. You know, so having a daughter now, you must worry about interactions with boys and stuff. Especially because you're a boy, you know what boys want, you know what boys think.
And also, before we matured, like. Every gen goes through that phase in life before you actually become a man.
Yes.
And you mature, right? Yeah. So we all know where we all were once back in the day.
100%.
Like what our thought process and everything was.
100%. Puberty, puberty in my mind was running wild,
Dude, so for me, I say she must get an experience of everything in life so that by the time she's of that age to be able to talk into boys, like a little skr mustn't come up with his dad's Merc or BM and she must be impressed by it. She must be like, oh, my Uncle Brent has this, or oh no.
Oh, I have this.
Or no, I've go riding or I've gone on these type of trips with my dad and his friends. I know what this is. Like it mustn't, or like she mustn't see a boot from Four Ways going, oh yeah, if you all up in this club, she must be like, firstly, I'll show you what a 1-2 is in this life. What you're doing there in the club, there by Toy is not impressing me.
Michyle wanted a boy.
No, I
promise you.
think he actually wanted a girl. He just wants her to be able to fight like a boy.
Yeah.
Gaming, fighting, cars. You wanted a boy.
So, okay, now you guys know how the Gen Z irks me.
Yeah.
Because also, like when the old part, when CNC blew up, when we were starting to get the hundreds of thousands of views, right? I remember there was one person literally who stopped us at Mall of Africa and was like, "Oh, you're the dude from TikTok." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What? What?" I was like, "How does that?"
You were telling me about that, eh, Meg? So yeah.
I was like,
Okay.
how is that? Like, how does that come out of your mouth? Like, I'm literally walking to come buy my groceries, and you, oh, you're the TikTok guy.
It's the life you chose, bro.
No,
What? They chose you?
no, that's even worse. No, I look, that was difficult for me though. I'll be honest.
Was it there?
Like, because people, and I think if this does go the way we wanted to go and it does well, I think that's something that you'll come across because of the lifestyle that you like to live as well, and like being private and family and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Is people kind of get to know you via this because you're talking, you're opening up,
100%. 100%.
and then
Yeah.
they,
No,
they
I'm a
have,
very private guy. Yeah.
and then
So
they have the notion that they know you
yeah.
because
Yeah.
of the things you say on here.
Yeah.
So then when they see you in public, it's a thing of I can speak to you.
I know you.
I know you.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
so I think let's close it off with. I've been very excited about this one with those interactive segments. So what I'd like to do is, can we go 1-1, where you'll read one, Nix will read one.
Oh, the interactives.
Yeah,
The
the fans.
interactives.
Yeah,
Okay. You want to kick us off there, Mix?
Mix, you wanna go?
Okay, yeah, so let's start with the question.
Because I didn't read a lot of them, right? So I wanted to kind of be raw,
Fresh.
with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. So we sent out the question. Sorry, I'm on mute.
Yeah.
I was doing that Zoom thing.
Oh.
Okay. So as I was saying, we sent out the question basically to just like a few of our friends and stuff, because
Yeah.
you know, we are
Starting
not-
out.
Yeah, we're still starting out, so we're not on socials like that yet. But the question we had asked was, what's something that made you realize you're not a kid anymore? And then we just have a few responses.
Yeah.
Okay. What are some of them?
So, do you want to start?
Go. Let's hear.
Okay, I'm just gonna read them in the order that they are
Okay.
in the chat, right? So the first one says, "I get upset when too many lights are on in the house."
I can relate, eh? I can really relate because there's times
The
like,
light bulb ain't cheap.
no, it's not even about that, dude. Like, have you
It
ever
hurts your eyes.
that? And it gets hot, man.
Oh,
Like-
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Like, especially during summer. Like, and then also distracting all the biggies and the muggies and everything, the mods and everything into your house.
Moths are
Now,
packed in my house when the lights are on.
you get me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Like, there's times when, like, literally, oh, this is, no, I was gonna kill me for this. Like, I'm okay eating with the lights off. Like, I think my eyes are good enough to see the food in front of me. But then,
No.
like,
Nah, mix.
No, why are you eating with the
no,
lights off?
listen.
Eat
Like,
with the lights on.
no, listen. Like, this light will be off, but those lights will be on. So there's lights in the house.
Some sort of light.
So there's light enough in the house.
No, you gotta eat with the
No,
lights
sir.
on though, bruh.
Ah.
No.
You're gonna miss a pea on your plate. You're gonna miss at least one pea. I'm telling you.
So like that for me, like I will literally go and so like when we were pregnant and I was in hospital, I would literally set all the lights off in the house and it would just be the console and the TV on, and I was good.
Really, I can't. I can't. I need
Really?
to have all the lights on. Yeah, I feel. I don't know. It feels better. You feel more. I don't know what's the word. You feel more comfortable when the lights are on. When the lights are off, I don't know. It feels like you can get robbed or something bad is gonna happen.
I can be with you on
Feels
that. Like I can
things are
agree
lurking in the
because
dark.
I remember as a
Something's
kid,
wrong when the lights are off.
I'll never forget. It was your house, and it was Chad's old house. When the lights used to be off at night, and I used to have to go to the bathroom, I used to run because I just had this thing like
It's the worst when you don't know where the light switches are.
something's in the dark, and it's either I run to come back to your room because I don't know where anything else is, or I'm gonna run and bang on your siblings' doors and be like, "You need to help me," and they'll just look at me and be like, "What's this child doing?"
That feeling when you're alone in the pool. Have you had that feeling?
Yes.
When you're alone in the pool
Yes,
in the
yes.
deep end, you feel like something is just gonna come out of it.
Yes.
Just grab
So
you.
before like when we were still building our house, what I used to do a lot of the time was come back from varsity and then like swim at night. So I used to be alone in the pool, And I would like at those times I just never used to put the pool lights on. So I'd just be in the dark pool and I always used to feel like something's gonna just come and
Alone in the pool
grab
at
my leg.
night.
Because I get
You got
very
issues, fam.
no, it was just cooling off.
Alone in the pool at night.
It was cooling off, man. Like I'd put my music there and I just chill.
This pool.
Yeah.
Bro, this pool's huge.
And I just
This
chill
pool is huge.
and like put my music there and then just relax. And then
Have you been in the ocean alone?
yes, that freaked me out.
Yeah, I don't know how people do that.
Because
In the ocean alone, have you been in the ocean alone, Max? Max, can you swim with that stanky leg?
I do not mess with the ocean.
Is it at all? So even if there's people around. Can you swim, Max? Can you swim?
Yes.
Okay, just asking. I don't have to get offensive.
Give me kind of minutes.
I forgot he said that earlier on, so it's coming back to fetch me now.
Okay, let's go to the next comment, man.
but-
Let's go to the next comment. But yeah, sorry. Max.
So I think that we'll go to the next thing, but the ocean thing scares me because no one tells you like how to navigate it, man. So like for me, going in my first time, it just started pulling me different ways, and I was like, I don't know what to do.
Alone.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you go into the ocean, you just start doing like this.
Why would you go alone though?
Because we were traveling, and I was like, I want to cool off because it was hot.
Oh, I see.
So I was like, I just want to stop and go in.
That's scary, fam. The
So
ocean.
okay, so yours was the lights thing.
The lights thing, yeah.
What do you have for us,
Okay.
brother?
Let me hit you with one. We got quite a few, eh?
Yeah, we
Got quite a few.
We can go through them, clear.
Making my own doctor's appointments.
Oh,
100%.
do you think that applies to the thing you actually have to phone in, or the thing when you're booking online?
Doesn't matter. When you're sick, you normally say, Mom, I'm sick. And she books it for you.
Yeah.
Everything's sorted. All you need to do is wake up appointment day. Now you have to say, hey, I'm sick. Let me book the appointment. But first, let me check my account balance to see if I can afford this doctor's appointment.
Do you know what the crazy part is? I still have to do it, even though it's not for me. So like the baby's ones, Noel's ones, like I'm the one who has to do it. So I have to,
For the vibes.
I'll have to give all, I have to have all the details on hands. But when it's me, I still have to do it.
Oh, you're on medical aid?
Yeah.
Is it? So it's a bit easier for you.
It's a
yeah.
bit easier, but the thing is, there's still those co-payments.
Yeah, 100%.
So
100%.
like with the medical aid, they don't cover a lot of the medicine. So like I know if I'm gonna go to the doctor's gonna probably give some medicine. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But then I even sometimes there's once I went to the doctor and I told the doctor, I was like, I have 500 Rand cash only. So
Take it or leave it.
so like I'm paying for the thing,
Yeah.
like the consultation, but just
The
know
medicines.
I only have 500 Rand. So what are we
So
gonna
that
do about that? You're gonna
prescription.
prescribe something that fits into that budget. Like
Bro, I don't go to the doctor unless I am dying.
same.
You know, if you have a cough, you know, you feel,
Go to the pharmacy, get me an effervescent,
yes, just go get these.
get me Medlem and
It's
whatever.
not these shelf products,
yeah.
you know, not over the counter. I'll only go to the doctor if I'm dying because I know these doctors charge.
They hit you with money.
They hit you with money with their funny
Yeah,
handwriting.
yeah,
You think it's 2 Rand, meantime it's 2,000 Rand. Mm,
Like I'll never forget there was this medication, and the doctor's like, no, it's not. We're giving you the generic for Noel, and I was like, oh, that's in my mind, generic means cheaper,
cheaper, same
same
but
quality
different.
but cheaper.
Yeah.
And I went there, and the lady was like, yeah, so that's gonna be 2,500, and I was like 250. She was like, no, 2,500 Rand. I was like, for the generic.
Bruh, these medicines will eat you up alive.
was like,
Drink
what-
water and go for a run.
Boil some
You
water,
know?
sit there, steam your face,
Self-healing. Okay, Mix, you got
So-
one for us.
I think the one I remember, if I remember correctly, was that the person had to start paying their own bills. Like
Yeah.
when
man.
when they moved out and they'd start paying their own bills. For me, I think we touched on it already, but
Yeah, that goes through
I
today's theme.
it's just
Paying your
paying
bills.
your bills, man.
That's That's what adulting is. It's
At the
paying
end of
your
the
bills.
day, adulting is you work, so you owe everyone else something. You're just in debt for everything.
Yeah.
Whether it be like a bank or a landlord or just the shop, you owe the shop money because you must buy stuff from them.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. You're gonna need bread next month.
Exactly.
You know, I owe you already.
Talking about that, do you remember going? I want to go back to that child before we close off. Do you remember going to those video stores?
Mr. Video.
Yeah, like Mr. Video
100%,
Blockbuster.
100%,
Do you remember up the road from me there used to be that? Was it a Blockbuster? There with the Florida Bakery is, man, on the top where I used to stay. We used to walk up then there used to be that little video store, and then there used to be like the bakery.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, we used to hire video games from there too. Yeah.
Talking of that, I'm just thinking. I'm talking about the concept of owing. I used to have a tab with those people. Like as a kid, like I used to go there.
What did you used to get? Movies or games?
Games and stuff. So like I used to go there and be like, I really want to play this game. And
you or your parents?
Me.
You had a tab?
Yeah.
No, man. You were 12.
Yes. The lady used to be like, I used to be like, okay, cool, I want to take the game. My mom's coming like tonight. Then I rented it for 2 days.
And it was chilled with it.
Lady would be like, yeah, you live down the road. You'll bring the 20 rand and you come back.
What a gent.
That's how I'm like, and she's giving me, remember those posters I used to have in my room, like SmackDown versus Raw? And
yes.
When I got the game, she'd give me the poster.
Wasn't the poster in the game?
Normally, when you bought the game, but because they rented, they never used to put the poster in
they
it.
used to give it to you.
So she used to like literally give me the poster and be like, yeah.
What a gent. Or lady.
That, man. So wow. Do you give me one more each, both of you, and then we'll touch on our takeaways from this episode.
Okay.
And then we'll leave it there.
Okay. So this person said the fact that I cherish sleep above going out.
Oh,
yes. Hey, that's me.
Yes.
That is me. Oh.
I won't lie.
Give me the option. I am sleeping.
This time.
I don't care where I'm going. Give me the option and I'll choose sleeping.
Like with the activities thing we do in the mornings, right?
Yeah.
On the weekends thing.
Yeah. Oh, but that's for our health, bro.
No, I know. But there's times when we're doing, for example, when it's been proposed that we're going to do multiples. Like we're going to do a 6 a.m. run and then a paddle at like 10. I will prioritize my sleep between 6 and 9 and then be like, I'll get you guys by the paddle. Because I'm like, I'm at the point right now where I just cherish sleep above all else.
Okay, now I know. I'm wondering why you always cancel on us early hours of the morning. Homeboy wants his beauty sleep.
Like for me, I'm at the point literally now where I will go and literally like just chill. Even if it takes me an hour to doze off, I'll lay on the couch and watch something to sleep. And like I'm at peace.
Oh, I love home. I love doing that. But relaxing.
Can I just ask, right? Let me bring this in because this is actually something I asked someone and they mentioned the rent and it goes back to paying bills. And my friend literally said to me, like, I pay to be here. Why would I be anywhere else?
And we pay a lot to be
exactly.
here.
He told me, he's like, I pay so much to be in these four walls, for lack of better words.
Yeah.
Why would I want to be outside when I'm paying probably more for this space than I would pay to be outside?
Yeah.
And now I've stocked it up with everything I need so I can live in here.
Yes.
Why do you want me outside? And
bro,
I was like, that's a very valid point.
Wifey recently got me a fucking PS5, bro. I do not want to leave the house for the next 2 years. I'm telling you now, bro. Do not invite me anywhere. I'll come for your Ramadan lunch, but just because of God.
So you got one?
Yeah, I got a PS5, bro. Oh, you didn't know?
No.
Bro, I threw a party to celebrate.
When did you do this party?
No, I played. Yeah, no, she gifted it to me for my 30th.
So, wait. Can we play together now?
We can.
Did you get the PS5 and PS4
versions of games?
Yeah.
The thing is, no, it's actually just Call of Duty and FIFA that's on PS5.
Yeah.
If I want to get the PS5 versions for the other games,
to buy them.
I'd have to pay an extra.
Yeah.
Like the deficit, difference. Yeah.
No, it's good. We can play FIFA. Because I have no one to play with.
Is it? Okay, bro, we'll talk about this off screen,
Sorry. I was very excited.
So yeah, I love being at home. I love, especially now with the PS5. Yeah, the PS5, you're paying all this rent. You got all this food in your fridge. You know, my wife always comes home with treats, bro. Whether it be donuts, whether it be fucking what are these sweets? I can't remember the name of these sweets, but she knows I love these sweets. But yeah, I love home, bro. I can stay there forever.
So
do not want to go anywhere. And it was a hustle getting here. You know that. I was sliding the pipe. I was like, is he sure he wants to do it?
And then when people come to you, let me ask that. So like, because I love being home, but there's only like certain people I like having over. Like, because I love home so much.
Yeah.
Like, there's like
certain type of company that you enjoy. Yeah.
Where I have a lot of friends, but I'm like, only certain people. I'm like, yeah, you come chill.
Yeah.
Because I can chill with you. But like, The rest, I'm like, hey, man.
Yeah.
I'll
No,
see
a
you.
lot of people require a lot of attention,
Yes.
you know? And I understand what you're saying, right? There's certain people that you prefer to have around you in your home.
Because me,
most of the
legit,
time.
like, there's the bulk of my friends, like, they can come and sit and do this.
Mm.
We can put the console on and not talk for the whole day.
Yeah.
We can just play
yeah,
against each
yeah,
other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll ask you, oh, you want something to drink?
Mm.
The chips and stuff, and you want to go fetch it if you're hungry.
Yeah.
Like, that's the vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's take a smoke quickly. Let's, like, stuff like that.
Mm.
But the attention thing, I'm like, yo, you see, now
Some people require attention.
now you're taking my time.
It's a tough one.
Okay, no, I'm happy with that. I think this is a good place to leave a pilot on, right? I do want to just do one last thing and say, what was your biggest takeaway from this episode, from the first ever episode of Control Alt Adulting, like from everything we've spoken about?
My biggest takeaway from today is that everybody in our age group, the show's about adulting, the new adults, we are all in the same boat, There's no room for depression.
Yeah.
We are all in the same boat. Don't think you have it worse than somebody else. We're all going through the same thing. We all have the same struggles. Most of it is financial. So what we need to do is get our finances straight. The reckless spending that we had with the new money, that 6,000 rand rent.
We all thought we'd have money by now.
I guess so, yeah. So we were like, yeah, it'll come later, And sure, it's coming, but slowly. So we just need to manage our finances, and I think we'll be fine, What about you, Mix?
I think my biggest takeaway is it's along the lines of that, but it has to do with our elders, so parents, guardians, whoever, right? Is don't look at what they achieved and put that pressure on yourself and think you must achieve that by the same age. Because if I look at it, by 26, my mom had me. She was living on her own. She was self-sufficient. She was a single mom.
Bro, my father always brags about how he had a house at my age and whatnot.
You get me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but your house was 5 rand.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Me, I need a minimum 1.5 bar to get a house. So the 5 rand and the 1.5 bars, let's not equate it to that.
Yeah. So we live in different
So
times.
I think that for me is the biggest takeaway about most of us as millennials right now. So all us 90s babies. Some of us have our shit on lockdown. Most of us don't, right? So you at home watching this, I think my biggest takeaway, like I said, is don't compare yourself to the next millennial, and especially to our parents and our guardians and those type of people, because they lived in a completely different time. And if we're going to compare ourselves to them, all we're going to do is just not feel as good about the small wins that we've achieved to get ourselves here. And I think with that being said, this one, if it is good enough, we'll probably launch on YouTube. And with that being said, I would like to ask if you guys did like this, right? Because I'm over there and I'm over there. If you guys did like this, please like, subscribe, comment what you guys would like to see in the future, because this was a pilot. This was the first episode. This is us trying just to get this off the ground and see what we want to talk about, how we want to bring it forth.
Give us ideas.
Yeah, because without you guys at home, this is just two friends talking to another friend who's producing everything. And just
also fuck them Gen Zs. Gen Zs, watch your mouth. We'll fuck you guys up. Don't know us.
That one also.
Don't run in my more.
Don't run in my more. But yeah, please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you guys want to see. If you guys do like the format, let us know, because we will be likely dropping 2 episodes at a time.
Open to suggestions.
We're very open to suggestions, right? But with that being said, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. We'll see you guys in the next one.